Your joy will turn to ashes in your mouth, and you'll know the debt is paid.
Sooner or later, Cersei always gets what she wants.
Let the priests argue over good and evil. They can live in my new world, or they can die in their old one.
Game of Thrones is like the show that doesn't really care about who's going to die next. Or do you ever get afraid when you get sent the scripts like for the next show that you might be the one that...
I mean, he's just about alive, so he's there. He's hanging by a thread. But in the second season, I get hit over the head. Sorry, pardon me. I get hit over the head, and it could be left. You know, I didn't know what was coming in the third series, so it could be that I was dead. You know, that hit on the head could have killed me quite easily. So I was asking David and Dan. I was saying, what's going on? Am I alive? Am I not? And I'm kind of tactless like that. And they were like, don't, you know, you're still there. They didn't say you're still there. They said, who knows? Who knows? Just sort of giving the shrug like that. And so then I got an amended script given to me, and I do the speech, and I get knocked on the head. And oh no, I don't get knocked on the head. Bran comes out and stabs me in the heart and says, "This is my Winterfell, not yours." And obviously he's on Hodor's back, so Hodor has to sort of turn around and he stabs him, stabs me like that. And I sort of, you know, I read it and I was like, wow, what an amazing way to go. What a great death, you know? And obviously deep down I probably was like, but I was trying to put a brave face on it. And I had a break. It was about a 2 or 3 week break, so I went on a little holiday somewhere. And obviously in these 2 or 3 weeks, everyone on set was just sort of like, David and Dan were just laughing about it, and everyone on set was going, has he called you yet? And they're like, no. It's like, you should call him and tell him that this is a joke. And they're like, okay, whatever. So I'm on the beach, and I get a phone call from them saying, hey, how do you like your end scene? And I was like, it's great, guys. You know, thank you so much. It's great to be a part of it. And they're like, okay, cool. How would you feel about being a zombie for the next season? And I was like, yeah, I'm up for anything. And they were like, how do you feel about being a naked zombie with no dialogue? And so at that point, I kind of knew they were winding me up. But in answer to your question, yeah, they I think everyone's kind of a little bit frightened that they're going to be the next one to go.
Definitely, I think there's at least, you know, 2 lead characters that die off per season. So it's always a bit like, is it you or me next? Is it you or me next? So I think there's always a big, you know, ambiguity as to whether it's going to be me or not this season. But I've survived thus far, so we'll see how it goes.
I think seeing how ruthless the show can be, I think that we all have that concern in the back of our minds, yeah. But if you are going to go, I think they deal with, they still find a way of making each big death memorable. The deaths haven't got generic yet. They still find new and interesting ways of killing people off. So to be killed off would be disappointing, but if you get killed off in a memorable way, like Rob and Catelyn got killed off in probably one of the most memorable ways that we've ever seen on TV, then that's not going to harm your career to be involved in a scene, even if it's a death scene, a scene that iconic and a scene that's going to permeate everything.
People ask this question a lot. I don't think I'm afraid to die on the show. I think, you know, they do kill a lot of people, and I think eventually, you know, that's probably a possibility. It's definitely a very high possibility for Missandei and for everyone. So I think you just kind of accept that might be your fate, and, you know, just to be a part of one season, one episode even, you know, is such a blessing and such a wonderful experience. So to have done now 3 seasons of the show, for me, is like just unbelievable. And if that is how I go out, I'll leave very happily and be like, well, that was, I'm just so proud to be a part of that epic show that everybody loves so much.
You never know. Yeah, you never know.
Valor Mogulus. All men must die, and some women. Yeah. You don't want to go out of this thing. It's a beautiful piece of television. And you want to try and hang on for as long as you can.
And I think this is my personal opinion. I think Sir Davos, I really like the character because I think he seems to me the sanest of them all.
Yeah, that's a good reason to kill him in this show. Exactly. That's the problem.
No, but I think he will be. Maybe he's the one who wins the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't hold my breath for that. There's a line that Tyrion has in the show, which may be indicative, and it says, I think Tyrion says, if you think this is going to have a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention.